What's going on, all of my lovely fans? I've been wanting to drop this video for a while, and it's about the whole child molestation. Well, I wouldn't say it's child molestation. It is the child predator, child lurer, um, and on and on. So I it's kind of hard for me to put this in words, but I'm gonna try and do it for you. I say about maybe 2 years ago, I was on YouTube and I just happened to run across this guy that makes these videos about how he has a decoy and he gets these guys to approach this young girl sexually on the phone, video chats, and eventually the guys set up a meeting and he meets them and questions them, and to the point where they incriminate themselves and the cops show up. You've probably seen one of these shows. If you haven't, they're pretty interesting. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to put a warning out there for all the guys. All the guys. You have got to be careful what you decide to pull up when you're watching porno. You got to be careful, because what they do, and like I said, I've been watching this now for a minute. I watch a lot of those shows where they catch these guys trying to lure minors and things like that. And the one thing that I've found consistently is that it starts out with porno. And the anime stuff too. And I'm saying this because it's real easy to get walked on down that road. And you guys, you know what I'm talking about. You mess around, you click on one thing, right? And then before you know it, it's got you off into something all you don't know where yet, right? So, like with me, I'm older. And so I've done my thing as far as sex. I don't really dive deep into, just looking at porn like that. You see what I mean? If I do look at it, it's something light. It's some light stuff, like somebody getting a massage or something. It's not, I don't do all that crazy, looking at that crazy stuff. You see what I mean? And even when I did, I didn't go but so far because my brain just doesn't want that. You see what I mean? Sometimes a lot of guys just look at stuff for like curiosity. You see, but by the time they get out of that, they've already walked down this road, and now the internet is presenting a situation to them where they're actually attracted to younger females. You see what I mean? So it's dangerous. It's dangerous, and I'm speaking on a personal experience because I had a cousin that is locked up right now over that child stuff. It ain't never getting out. You see what I mean? And I think that's kind of like probably what happened to him. Probably got walked down some kind of road on the internet, and before you know it, he's looking at something, and then you looking at it long enough, you start wanting it. If your brain is thinking like that, you see what I mean? A lot of guys, when they I remember when I was about, I guess I must have been like maybe in college or maybe a little after college. So I was about maybe 26, 25, something like that. And my sister was a cheerleader in college. And so we go see her cheerleading competition. And I'm sitting there with my dad. And, I'm like, dang, you see all these guys jumping around basically in panties. That's basically what they're doing. Now, you can call it a cheerleader outfit if you want. That's just like a bathing suit. You can call it a bathing suit if you want. Okay? And he was like, well, when you get older, your eyes will change. You're not gonna look at, because my dad was like, what, 60? So he's like, when you get my age, you're not gonna look at somebody like 20 something like that the same, right? And I was like, okay, right. Now, as I've gotten older, it did happen for me naturally, and for most men, it does happen naturally, where remember, as you get older, you're not gonna look at a 20-year-old the same way. Now, you might look at her and be like, "Wow, she got a nice body," but then, do you want her? When your brain would think about like, am I really gonna sit down with this 20-year-old and talk to her and really do all this and pick her up and all that and take her to my house and I'm gonna be sitting in there? No, your brain wouldn't. No, a normal brain wouldn't do that after a certain age. You're not gonna want a 20-year-old. You see what I mean? And you definitely wouldn't want um somebody that's dipping down 11 years old. Some of these guys, man, I've seen guys that they into the infants now. You see what I mean? So, they walk you down that path, and before you know it, you done got into something. You trying to meet somebody somewhere, something like that. Man, look, if you have that problem, and this is just a public service announcement for all males, if you have that problem, man, you better pull that shit back. You better find some way to do something. You don't get into that online stuff, looking at all that stuff all the time. Man, it's not worth your freedom. Straight up. It's not worth your freedom. Mm-mm. You got guys sitting in jail for the rest of their life now over some pussy that they didn't even get. You see what I mean? Cause like what did they look at your intent, man. They look at your intent. A lot of guys, they say, "Oh, I'm just messing around online." Mm-mm. Don't do that. Don't just mess around online because you're breaking the law like that. Especially if you start contacting, people that are underage. No, you can't do it. Mm-mm. They got the you get walked down this rabbit hole where they'll have something like mother and son or father and daughter type thing, or stepdad or whatever it is, and daughter. You said, well, it's cool, right? No, because you're gonna end up walking down a road that you don't want to be on. You see what I mean? And I know that there are some guys that are gonna hear this video, and you better straighten it on up. Straighten it up, cause they not playing with that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And what do you do instead? I don't know. I don't know, but it's better than going to jail. You know what I mean? And if you feel like you got that urge like that, man, go get some help. Just go talk to somebody. That's something that you're in total control of. You can just go talk to somebody about that, and they can help you with it. Um. So, anyway, that was kind of just on my mind. It's kind of random, I know, but I have been meaning to make this video because, like I said, I pretty much watch one of those videos once a day because this guy's always catching people all the time. And so I just, me with the psychology background, I watch people when they get into situations, a lot of situations like that, and just study their behavior, that kind of thing. And it's amazing how quick those guys realize that they could have just not done that. Because that's the first thing they do is say, well, I'm not going to do that no more, right? Well, just don't do it now. Don't do it now because you don't want to be in that situation, that my cousin is in. And, I mean, over nothing. You know what I'm saying? For the rest of his life. So, well, I want to just say thanks for coming by again and catch you guys later. Peace.